Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be how to survive freshers if you're an introvert. I wanted to do this video because this time 2 years ago I was absolutely dreading uni. I was so close to not going. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I didn't think I could do it, and I was going to be like, okay, that's it, I'm not going to go. I don't have it in me to be a university student. But luckily I went and I've had the best 2 years of my life. I'm really looking forward to third year. So I thought I would just share some kind of tips and bits of advice that kind of helped me, and hopefully might help some of you guys if you're maybe like me and were dreading it, or you just don't think you're going to be able to do like the typical fresher thing. I get quite a lot of comments from people being like, oh, I don't really drink, will I like be able to do freshers? Or like, oh, I'm very introverted, does that mean I'm not going to enjoy being a fresher, or I can't like go to university or whatever, things like that. And I kind of just wanted to address it all and have like one video that I could direct people to. So I can completely understand why people were so nervous about going to university. Like I said, I was one of them. I didn't think I could do it because the idea of sharing a house with strangers or halls with strangers, and having to, you know, cook near them and share a bathroom with them, and like your bedroom be right next door to these people that you've never met before. Like the idea of that was really daunting to me, as well as not having my own space, because, you know, you have your own bedroom but everything else is shared, and I was kind of like, I can't deal with that, you know, I need my space where I can just like be by myself. And I think that's quite common if you're introverted and you're going to like a new area, a new place, it can be quite overwhelming. So I would say my number one piece of advice would be to really make the most of Freshers Week. This goes for anyone, however you're feeling, people that ask questions about they don't want to drink and things like that. Freshers Week is the perfect opportunity to meet people that are like-minded and are into the same sort of stuff that you're into. So I would just say go on the university's website or the Student Guild's website, or Facebook pages, events, everything like that, just to see what's going on and have an idea of what societies are at your university. There are ridiculous amounts of societies and it varies for every university obviously, but don't go into uni being like, oh, I'm not interested in anything so I'm not going to join anything or go to anything. You kind of just have to put yourself out there and be like, okay, I've never done trampolining before but I'm going to join trampolining because I think that would sound fun. Or you know, a sport, music, dance, cooking. I'm part of vegan society because that's something that I'm interested in. There's literally a society of everything. Cocktails, Harry Potter society, hide and seek society, expedition society, anything. It literally, there'll be a society that kind of stands out to you that you might want to join. And in Freshers Week there'll be events for all of them most likely. So go along to them, make the most of like the free socials and things like that, because you can meet people and you can kind of get a taste for the society and see if it's something you'd actually enjoy. And I know for me that is very daunting, going to a place where you don't know anyone. So if you've met your housemates already and you're friends with them, you can see if they'll come along with you. If not, just go for it. It's going to be awful maybe for the first 15 minutes and you'll hate it and you'll want to leave. But you'll meet people, everyone is in the same boat, everyone's going to be a fresher looking to join a society, so everyone's going to want to make friends. That's why I say make the most of Freshers Week, because it's like the point where no one's really made friends yet, so everyone's like so helpful and so chatty and they just want to get to know everyone. And obviously that's like that throughout university. But Freshers Week is like the prime opportunity to meet people and meet people that are like you. So that also relates to people that don't want to drink and things. There'll be societies that do loads of socials that aren't drinking based. So, you know, you can join those societies and meet people there that might also be like you. But I really wouldn't worry about not meeting someone that you're similar to, because university is so like diverse. There's so many people, there's so many opportunities to meet new people. Like there's your housemates, your course mates, people on societies. Like you're going to meet so many people that there'll be others that have got the same interests as you. My next kind of two pieces of advice go together. One is to make your bedroom homely, make it comfortable, make it your space. Because if you've just been hanging out with a bunch of new people and you're exhausted, it will be nice to go back to a room that doesn't feel like someone else's. I think that's especially like for the first part of university. As soon as you get there, make it homely, make it feel like it's your own, because Otherwise you can feel a little bit like homesick, or it just doesn't feel right if you're going into like an empty room with blank walls and everything feels a bit prison-like. Put up pictures, pillows, cushions, lights, anything that's kind of going to make it into your space. I would recommend doing that early on, so then you have your own personal little space to go back to. And then also along with that is take time for yourself. I think Freshers Week, yeah, you want to make the most of everything, but also there comes a point where you can spend too much time doing like fresher things, and you just need to take time for yourself. Have an afternoon off, chill in bed, watch Netflix, read a book. I feel like you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself to constantly being pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, because it can be exhausting, and when you've got a spare few minutes, take time for yourself. Don't feel like you have to do every single fresher event. As much as it is great to do as many as possible, don't feel like you're going to miss out on so much. You know, freshers events are great, but they're not the end of the world if you don't go to every single one. I think also along the lines of not putting pressure on yourself, don't put pressure on yourself to be someone that you're not. I think a lot of people can go into university being like, okay, I've been this person for this long and now this is a fresh start, I'm going to be this whole new person, I'm going to change everything. I just don't do that. Be who you are. Obviously university is great because it is like a fresh start, it's new people that don't know you, but you know, it's easier if you're just yourself, and you'll find it way more comfortable to meet people and interact with people if you're being yourself. So definitely don't like put a bunch of pressure on yourself that you have to be this brand new person. My final piece of advice kind of is everything that I've mentioned already, but it's to force yourself out of your comfort zone. I know that I can find it really easy to just lock myself in my room, and like I've said, take time for yourself, but also you need to find a balance between taking time for yourself and getting out of your comfort zone. The first like 2 days of Freshers Week I was actually really ill, so I locked myself in my room anyway, but that was mostly because I didn't leave bed and I couldn't talk and I didn't want to meet people in that state. But I feel like you definitely need to force yourself out of your comfort zone, because if you do what's easy, you won't leave your room. Like, I know in my case I wouldn't have left my room, I wouldn't have bothered meeting anyone because it was so daunting. Like literally I messaged my friends being like, I can't do it. I bumped into one housemate in the corridor and I was like, I can't do it, all he did was say hi, like he doesn't like me, he thinks I'm antisocial, I can't do it, I'm gonna go home, I can't. And I know that like at that point it would have been so easy for me to be like, okay, that's it, I'm never coming out of my room again. But you just have to force yourself. You know you're going to be uncomfortable, but it's worth it. You meet people, and as soon as the weeks go on, you make such good friends with people that you can't even remember feeling how you did in Freshers Week. I was really lucky and I made really good friends with my flatmates, which helped with a lot of things because it meant for societies and stuff like that I went to the events with them, so I always had someone with me. But again, I wouldn't worry about that. Everyone's out to make friends, so even if you can't go with someone else, definitely force yourself out there and go it and enjoy it, and hopefully you'll meet people that will kind of really impact your university experience. So they have been my few little bits of advice. Hopefully they can be somewhat helpful to some people. I think the main thing is just to enjoy it, don't overthink it. Yeah, that should be like the main piece of advice. Don't overthink anything. People are so caught up in their own sort of fresher emotions that they're not going to be judging you for being homesick or not coming out of your room enough or coming out of your room too much and everything like that. Everyone's there to enjoy it, everyone's there to make friends, and yeah, I would just say make the most of Freshers Week, because once it's over, and for the next 2 years of university you'll be wishing it was Freshers Week again. So yeah, if you have any more university videos you'd like me to film, please let me know, and other than that, thanks for watching. Bye!